Hey, Hal here with Muumba Web Digital. Welcome to the 2026 FIFA World Cup Match Day Report for Day 5. This Day 5 was one of the most unusual days in World Cup history. The reason is all four matches played on Day 5 on June the 15th, 2026 ended in draws. But the biggest story is not just that, it's what those draws tell us about the future of global football. Now, like I said, that was one of the most unusual days in World Cup, FIFA World Cup history, because the last time we had these 4 games played in one day that all ended up in draws was on June the 15th, 1958. That's 68 years ago, I believe. And on that World Cup day, that day featured four drawn matches, but not all games played on that day ended up in draws. There were 8 matches played on June the 15th, 1958, but 4 of them ended up in draws. The 4 draws on June the 15th, 1958 were Austria versus England, 2-2, Northern Ireland versus West Germany, 2-2, Paraguay versus Yugoslavia, 3-3, Sweden versus Wales, 0-0. So that was a very interesting coincidence. It happened on June the 15th, and it's happening again on June the 15th, 60 years ago. But what makes today, June the 15th, 2026, more particular for match day 5 is that 100% of the day's matches, all of the matches of the day, ended up in draws. Okay. The first game that was played on June the 15th, 2025, on match day 5, was Spain versus Cape Verde. The final score was 0-0. Many expected Spain to dominate. Instead, Cape Verde delivered one of the best defensive performances of the tournament. Spain controlled possession. People joked 1,000 passes, but nobody remembered to kick the ball into the net. Cape Verde controlled space. What's the lesson from this game? Possession alone doesn't win football matches. Organization, structure, and discipline. Those are the things that win games. Another game on day 5 was Belgium versus Egypt, and the final score was Belgium 1, Egypt 1. In fact, Egypt scored first. Egypt looked confident throughout the match. Belgium possessed more individual talent on paper with players such as Lukaku, yet Egypt's structure, discipline, and physicality created problems for Belgium. Many observers actually felt that Egypt could have won that game. The other game that was played on day 5 was Uruguay versus Saudi Arabia, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The final score was Uruguay 1, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia 1. Saudi Arabia continues to prove that its football development programs are producing results. This team no longer surprises anybody. It competes with opponents. Uruguay struggled to impose its traditional football style. The fourth and last match of the day was Iran versus New Zealand. The final score, 2-2. Perhaps the most entertaining match of the day. It was fun to watch. New Zealand played with confidence and courage. Iran repeatedly responded. This was a reminder that football growth is happening everywhere. It's no longer just limited to Europe. The biggest lesson of match day 5, the gap between traditional football powers and emerging nations continues to shrink. That's the lesson. And 20 years ago, Many of these results would have been considered impossible, but today they feel normal. The player of the day, Elijah Just of New Zealand. 2 goals, constant attacking threat, one of the breakout performances of the tournament so far. My final thoughts for match day 5. Day 5 reminded us why the World Cup remains the greatest sporting event on earth. Every nation arrives with belief, every team believes it belongs, and increasingly they are proving it. See you next time for match day 6 and 7. Let's go.